The regular meeting for Monday, January 31st, 2022 is called to order. Will the clerk please read the roll?
Mayor Kaufman?
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Bergen?
Here.
Councilmember Coombs?
Present.
Councilmember Gardner?
Here.
Councilmember Drinsky?
Here.
Councilmember Lawson?
Here.
Councilmember Marcano?
Present.
Councilmember Medina?
Here.
Councilmember Mario?
Present.
Councilmember Sundberg?
Here.
And Councilmember Zvonek?
Here.
There's a quorum.
Announcement for the call-in line.
Good evening. City Council welcomes feedback from the public on both matters appearing on the agenda and during public invited to be heard. If you would like to speak and have not already spoken to an operator, please press *3. For those watching on Channel 8, call 855-695-3475 and press *3 when connected. You will hear a prompt confirming you are in line to speak to an operator and then be able to continue listening to the meeting. When the operator comes online, please be ready to give them your name and agenda item you wish to speak on. Keep in mind you must press *3 before the city clerk reads the title of the item you wish to speak on. If you are not in the queue when the first public invited to be heard is called by the clerk, you will be placed in the queue for public invited to be heard at the end of the meeting. Finally, as a reminder, Council does not allow comments about any item on the agenda during public invited to be heard. Thank you.
El Consejo Municipal de la Ciudad de Aurora da la bienvenida a la opinión de sus habitantes y otros vecinos en asuntos comparecientes en la agenda y durante la invitación a la audiencia pública. Por favor, llame al número de teléfono 877-820-7831 y al conectarse ingrese el código 254-610, seguido de la tecla numeral. De allí, espera para hablar con la persona que al llegar su turno interpretará su comentario en inglés. La operadora tomará su nombre y el asunto a presentar ante el Consejo y le pondrá en espera. Las personas han de esperar al anuncio de la invitación a la audiencia pública o hasta que se le ceda tiempo para tratar un tema específicamente en la agenda de hoy, y al ser llamado por el funcionario encargado. Va a depender del volumen de llamadas para que se conecte con la operadora, así que por favor sea paciente y permanezca en la línea. Si usted no está en la fila de llamadas al momento que se invita a escuchar al público, se le colocará en espera para la última invitación para comentario público. Esto será al final de esta reunión de consejo. Finalmente, recuerde que el consejo no permite comentarios en ninguno de los asuntos en la agenda durante la invitación para escuchar al público. Gracias.
Please join me in a moment of prayer. Oh Lord, our God and our Father, we come to you and we ask that you would look upon this particular gathering tonight and guide us in our decisions. Bless our city and honorable industry, sound education and good government. Unite the community together, even though we come from different backgrounds. We pray that there be justice and peace in our city. Give City Council wisdom, direction, and sensitivity to the business and proceedings before us tonight. Hear us, therefore, as we commit this meeting to the health of this community. Amen. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Approval of the minutes for January 10th, 2022.
Mayor,
Mayor Pro Tem.
motion to approve the minutes from January 10th.
It's been moved by Mayor Pro Tem, seconded by
Sundberg.
Seconded by Councilmember Sundberg to approve the minutes for January 10th, 2022. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Councilmember Medina,
Yes.
Councilmember Coombs,
Yes.
Councilmember Marcano,
Yes.
Mayor Kaufman,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Bergen,
Yes.
Councilmember Drinsky,
Yes.
Councilmember Lawson,
Yes.
Councilmember Murillo,
Yes.
Councilmember Gardner,
Yes.
Councilmember Senberg,
Yes.
and Councilmember Zavonic.
Yes.
The motion passes to approve the January 10th, 2022 minutes.
Let me now defer to presiding Judge Sean Day for swearing in.
Thank you, Mayor, members of council. Can you hear us okay?
Yes, we can.
Okay, great. We join you tonight from Division 5 of the courthouse. We have 3 swearing-in ceremonies tonight for our 3 newly appointed judges. It is my great honor to administer the oath to the 3 appointees that you considered the other night on behalf of our entire community and our bench. Again, thank you very much for your consideration. One of our judges needed to join us tonight virtually. So Judge Pace, if you can unmute yourself, I will swear you in virtually. Can you hear me okay?
I can, Your Honor.
Okay, if you could raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Vicky Pace,
I, Vicky Pace,
having been duly appointed
having been duly appointed
as municipal judge for the city of Aurora, Colorado,
as a municipal judge for the city of Aurora, Colorado,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will faithfully and impartially
that I will faithfully and impartially
administer the affairs of such office
administer the affairs of such office
in accordance with the Constitution of the United States of America
in accordance with the Constitution of the United States of America
and the state of Colorado
and the state of Colorado
and the ordinances of the city of Aurora,
and the ordinances of the city of Aurora,
that to the best of my judgment and ability,
that to the best of my judgment and ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Thank you, Judge Pace, and again, welcome to the Aurora bench.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Hard to clap when the virtual claps, so thank you, Judge Pace. We'll next go to Judge Katie Allison. Katie joins us here in the courtroom. So Katie, if you'll raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Katie Allison,
I, Katie Allison,
having been duly appointed
having been duly appointed
as municipal judge for the city of Aurora, Colorado,
as municipal judge for the city of Aurora, Colorado,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will faithfully and impartially
that I will faithfully and impartially
administer the affairs of such office
administer the affairs of such office
in accordance with
in accordance with
the Constitution of the United States of America
the Constitution of the United States of America
and the state of Colorado
and the state of Colorado
and the ordinances of the city of Aurora
and the ordinances of the city of Aurora
to the best of my judgment and ability,
to the best of my judgment and ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Again, congratulations and welcome to our bench.
Thank you.
Mayor and council, if it's okay with you, we would like to have the roving ceremony for Judge Allison at this point before we go on to the swearing in of Judge Peters, okay? So I invite,
Nice to see you. Okay.
thank you, Mayor. And Katie's husband to come up. Thank you. Katie has her family here as well. Her mother and father are here. And thank you very much, folks, for coming in. It looks like the judge, the robe fits. So again, congratulations.
Thank you, Judge Day. Thank you.
And now go to Charles Peters. Judge Peters joins us here in the courtroom as well. Second of getting to your oath. There it is. Judge Peters, if you raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Charles Peters,
I, Charles Peters,
having been duly appointed as municipal judge for the city of Aurora, Colorado,
as municipal judge for the city of Aurora, Colorado,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will faithfully and impartially
that I will faithfully and impartially
administer the affairs of such office
administer the affairs of such office
in accordance with
in accordance with
the Constitution of the United States of America
the Constitution of the United States of America
and the state of Colorado
and the state of Colorado
and the ordinances of the city of Aurora
and the ordinances of the city of Aurora
to the best of my judgment and ability,
to the best of my judgment and ability.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, and again, welcome to the bench.
Thank you.
Okay. Actually, Mr. Ruddock's going to present Judge Peters' robe as well.
We've had some practice now today on this.
Right? Yeah, looks like it fits. So again, congratulations and welcome to our bench.
Thank you.
Mayor, I think that.
Thank you, Judge Day.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you again, members of council. Appreciate it.
Public invited to be heard.
Mayor, we do have 5 people on the line.
Very well, proceed, please.
First up is Janice. Go ahead. You have 3 minutes.
I've lived in Aurora for 20 years and have spent the entire 20 years living in the Del Mar Park area. Never have I ever felt compelled to call into a meeting and express my overwhelming frustration for what I've witnessed out of certain members in this city council. Mayor Coffman, I consistently watch you interrupt and cut short to female staff and council members, but you do not do this with the men. I implore you to do some self-reflection and gain some understanding as to why this is occurring and chart a different course so that you can be a positive role model for the boys and young men that watch these meetings. You all discuss youth violence and try to identify the miracle program that is going to stop our youth from behaving poorly, but you fail to recognize that your behavior towards each other and to the people serving our community is only demonstrating to our youth that it is acceptable to be disrespectful, dishonest, impulsive, and hateful. I want to say thank you to Mr. Marcano, Mr. Gardner, Mrs. Bergen, and Ms. Murillo for understanding professionalism, respect, and the need to find middle ground for the sake of all residents in Aurora. 2 weeks ago, a meeting occurred where this council was discussing youth violence prevention. Ms. Boston resorted to rolling her eyes, fabricated rhetoric, and immature behavior when her peers respectfully disagreed with her. Ms. Boston, you were a role model, especially for our youth of color, and for you to respond like a teenager that got their phone taken away only shows our youth that it's okay to stoop low when challenged. Let's teach our youth to go high, and I respectfully beg you to be a role model in that capacity. Ms. Drinsky publicly blasted our police chief and deputy chief on a radio show and then took to social media with the hashtag #FireTheChief. Mrs. Drinsky, both of these individuals are decorated police officers that have dedicated their lives to keeping the community safe. Our chief specifically has dedicated over 20 years of service to this community. She took over a department that was riddled with bad eggs, cover-ups, and a culture that supported the idea that people of color deserve to be treated poorly. She has dealt with riots, a consent decree, cleaning up the messes that Nick Metz created and cowardly walk away from, and has taken on the challenge of much-needed police reform without any complaints. Chief Wilson has given the citizens something no other chief has, and that is transparency. You cited the APA president that said Aurora is made up of 10% illegal aliens, 50% weed smokers, 10% crackheads, and a few child molesters and murderers surrounded out. Yet you fight a chief that has made monumental progress that is truly worthy of respect and appreciation. This community backs Chief Wilson, Deputy Parker, and all the good men and women of Aurora PD. Ms. Drinsky, you work for the citizens of Aurora, but it seems you are only working to make a name for yourself through antagonistic and hysterical rhetoric. I would also caution calling anyone trash when all you have provided Aurora is sleazy bars that are an embarrassment to the city. Your rhetoric is divisive and perpetuates hate, ignorance, and violence. I've never felt unsafe in the city of Aurora, and I'm proud that I'm raising my 2 beautiful children in this great city, and I look forward to Chief Wilson and Deputy Parker's continued improvements. I can't help but feel that if psychological evaluations and fit-for-duty testing was required to be on council, that the citizens of Aurora would not have to be subjected to Ms. Drinsky, and I'm embarrassed to admit that I voted for her.
Thank you. Next up is Danny. Danny, you have 3 minutes.
Thank you. Hi, Council. I'm Danny Perea. I live near the beautiful Quincy Reservoir, which I wish was open to walkers all year round. Council Member Bergen, you're my council member. And a stoplight just went up at South Argonne Street in Quincy. That stoplight is dope. Thank you. A lot of kids walk across Quincy to Summit Elementary School. And I'm so happy that they actually have a stoplight and a crosswalk now. The reason I'm calling into this meeting instead of living my best life as an Auroran is because of the camping ban. I love Aurora and I love my Thai community here. To do my part in decreasing the amount of human suffering in my community, I volunteer as a hospital advocate for the Blue Bench, which is the metro area's only comprehensive sexual assault prevention and survivor support center. Some of the survivors we show up for have been attacked by people in their household, members of their family, roommates, and partners. I have sat with survivors as they dial shelter after shelter to hear the exact same thing, that shelters are full. There is nowhere to go. We have less than 200 beds in Aurora and a homeless population of 600 and growing. I think regardless of party, all members of the council can agree that the point of the social contract is to minimize the amount of human suffering in a community. We band together to take care of each other. Why is the city government turning its eye of Sauron on the most vulnerable people in our communities? Wouldn't it minimize more human suffering to turn the city government's focus to the greedy wealthy who want to be able to consume continually without depletion, who are hoarding our community's wealth and privatizing everything? Does this council value private property or human life? Council members, you represent me, and I beg you not to criminalize people who are vulnerable because they don't have the wealth and status to defend themselves. That is a rotted worldview. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is Ken. You have 3 minutes. Go ahead.
So my name is Ken. I live in Ward 6. And similar to the previous commenter, I'm calling to urge you not to move forward with a camping ban. From a pragmatic view, it just doesn't work. It hasn't worked in other cities. And from a moral perspective, it's just wrong. It's criminalizing poverty. So again, I urge you not to move forward with enacting this. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is Pat. Go ahead. You have 3 minutes.
My name is Pat Dunn. I'd like to comment about the remarks that Cabinet Council Member Jurinsky made about our Chief of Police and our Deputy Chief of Police. The Charter of the Aurora City Council states under contract guidelines, when interacting with city employees or members of the general public, individual council members shall conduct themselves in a professional manner at all times. When Councilmember Jurinsky called our Chief of Police and our Deputy Chief of Police trash, it most certainly violates this provision of our charter as well as other provisions and is a disgrace. I feel these arrogant, cruel, nasty, and immature statements made by the council member has no place in civil discourse. I also feel that the council member should be censored. If she isn't, this gives her license to spew further untruthful, denigrating accusations for years to come. On election night, Councilmember Curtis Gardner commented on the newly elected council members. He said, quote, "They have a lot to learn," unquote. I couldn't agree more. But ignorance of the rules of procedure for council should not be an excuse to defame anyone, anywhere, or at any time. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Next is Arnie. You have 3 minutes. Go ahead.
Kaufman, members of the council, my name is Arnie Schultz, and I also disagree with the camping ban. As it has been mentioned, it is expensive, it has been proven not to work, and it degrades people of low income. The other thing I want to mention is I was looking at the manager's memo last week, and I noticed that the Aurora Economic Development Council, which council has granted over $500,000 to, had their board meeting in Denver. And I know several of you sit on that board. and I would like somebody to get back to me and tell me why they met in Denver. It's an insult to the taxpayers when we are spending over $500,000 on AEDC for them to meet in Denver. Thank you. And as I said, I would like somebody to get back to me, and most of you have my contact information. Thank you.
Thank you. That's
I'm sorry, does that conclude public invited to be heard?
Yes, it does.
Okay, the next item up, adoption of the agenda. And items number 10B and 16A have been asked to be removed. Motion?
Mayor,
Mayor Patel.
motion to approve the agenda and remove item 10B and 16A.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilmember Marcano. Discussion? Seeing none, the question before us is the adoption of the agenda, excluding the items number 10B and 16A. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Councilmember Gardner,
Yes.
Councilmember Sundberg,
Yes.
Councilmember Lawson,
Yes.
Mayor Kaufman,
Yes.
Councilmember Drinsky,
Yes.
Councilmember Medina,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Bergen,
Yes.
Councilmember Murillo,
Yes.
Councilmember Zavanek,
Yes.
Councilmember Coombs,
Yes.
and Councilmember Marcano.
Yes.
The motion passes to adopt the agenda with items 10B and 16A removed.
Adoption of the consent calendar, items number 9A through 9H. Motion?
Mayor.
Councilmember McConnell.
Thank you, sir. Move to adopt items 9A through 9H.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilmember Murillo. Discussion?
Do we need to add the waivers of reconsideration for items C, D, and F? Or can we add that?
Dan, I think that, let me ask the city attorney, I think that has to be with the initial motion, does it not?
And if Councilmember Marcano, since he made the motion, adopts it, you can move forward.
All right. Thank you. Yes. So let me restate then. Move to approve items 9A through 9H with a waiver of reconsideration for 9C, 9D, and 9F.
Okay, adoption of the consent calendar, moved by Councilmember Murillo, moved by Councilmember Mercado, second by Councilmember Murillo. Let's see, I'm sorry, 9A through 9H with a motion of reconsideration for
9C, 9D, and 9F.
Very well. Discussion? Seeing none, would the clerk please call the roll on the adoption of the consent calendar as amended?
Councilmember Drinsky,
Yes.
Mayor Kaufman,
Yes.
Councilmember Murillo,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Bergen,
Yes.
Councilmember Marcano,
Yes.
Councilmember Lawson,
Yes.
Councilmember Zavanek,
Yes.
Councilmember Coombs,
Yes.
Councilmember Sundberg,
Yes.
Councilmember Medina,
Yes.
and Councilmember Gardner.
Yes.
The motion passes to approve the consent calendar with the requested waiver of reconsiderations.
All right, will the clerk now please read the title to item number 10A?
Mayor, can we do announcement of the call-in line and a 5-minute?
Oh, I'm sorry. Announcement of the call line. The time is now 6:54. Council will stand at recess until 7 o'clock. Please
Members of
proceed.
the public who would like to speak on a resolution or ordinance and have not already spoken to an operator, please press *3 before the item is called by the clerk. For those watching on Channel 8, call 855-695-3475 to be connected, and then press *3. Council is taking a short break. To allow any additional speakers to sign up, please be patient and stay on the line until the operator is available to take down your information.
Will clerk now please read the title to item number 10A?
Item 10A is Resolution 2022-04, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Aurora, Colorado, authorizing acquisition of certain real property interests necessary for the I-70 Piccadilly Road Interchange project.
Presentation by staff.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor and esteemed members of the council. My name is Hector Reynoso, and I'm the manager of the Real Property Services Division of the Public Works Department for the City of Aurora. In 2020, the city initiated negotiations with 5 property owners from whom land was necessary to acquire in order to construct the I-70 and Piccadilly Road Interchange project. To date, the city has acquired necessary property from 3 of the 5 owners. The City Council approves this item, then this will be the 4th of 5 acquisitions necessary to carry out the project. City staff is recommending approval of an administrative settlement for an additional $288,245, or an amount not to exceed $1,629,245 for acquisition of the subject property. So the question for council is, does City Council approve the resolution authorizing acquisition of certain real property interests necessary for the I-70 Piccadilly Road Interchange project?
Motion.
Mayor.
Councilmember Marcano.
Thank you, sir. Move to approve 10A.
Moved by Councilmember Marcano, seconded by
Sundberg.
Second by Councilmember Sundberg to approve item number 10A. Discussion? Seeing none, the question before us is the adoption of item number 10A. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilmember Lawson,
Yes.
Councilmember Coombs,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Bergen,
Yes.
Councilmember Zvonek,
Yes.
Councilmember Sundberg,
Yes.
Councilmember Marcano,
Yes.
Councilmember Mario,
Yes.
Councilmember Gardner,
Yes.
Councilmember Medina,
Yes.
and Councilmember Drinsky.
Yes.
The motion passes to approve Resolution 2022-04.
Clerk now please read the title to item number 10C.
Item 10C is Resolution 2022-06, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Aurora, Colorado, approving the use agreement between the City of Aurora, Colorado, and Regents of the University of Colorado for and on behalf of the University of Colorado Anschutz Medical Campus regarding use of city office space.
A presentation by staff.
Good evening, Mayor and City Council. My name is Ellie Watson, Business Services Manager with Public Works. I have before you this evening a use agreement with the University of Colorado for use of a single office on the 2nd floor of the Martin Luther King Jr. Library building for CU's Community Connector program, and I am available for any questions.
Staff. Seeing none, motion.
Mayor,
Mayor Pro Tem.
motion to approve 10C.
It's moved by the Mayor Pro Tem, seconded by
Second.
Councilmember Jurinsky to approve item number 10C. Discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll on the adoption of item number 10C?
Councilmember Lawson,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Bergen,
Yes.
Councilmember Sundberg,
Yes.
Councilmember Marcano,
Yes.
Councilmember Drinsky,
Yes.
Councilmember Gardner,
Yes.
Councilmember Medina,
Yes.
Councilmember Zvonek,
Yes.
Councilmember Mario,
Yes.
and Councilmember Coombs.
Yes.
The motion passes to approve Resolution 2022-06.
Clerk now please read the title to item number 10D.
Item 10D is Resolution 2022-07, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Aurora, Colorado, expressing the Aurora City Council support of the intergovernmental agreement between the City of Aurora, Colorado, acting by and through its utility enterprise in the State of Colorado Department of Human Services regarding the Low-Income Household Water Assistance Program.
Presentation by staff.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. My name is Elizabeth Gillett-Circolardo, and I am the Billing and Revenue Senior Supervisor with the Water Billing Department. I'm here to discuss LEWAP, which is the Low Income Household Water Assistance Program. Currently, Aurora Water already has a water assistance program called Aurora Water Cares, which was established in 2018. And LEWAP is a separate program that is federally funded that would supplement the Aurora Water Cares program. It was implemented by the Colorado Department of Human Services. It's a one-time program with $15 million in limited funds, which means it's first come, first served basis. And it started in November of 2021, and it'll last till April 30th of this year. LEWAP has all the same qualifications as Aurora Water Cares, but we would have to enter into a vendor agreement with CDHS. What makes this different than Aurora Water Cares is that it's a one-time benefit that will pay the entire balance on the customer's water account. There's no cap. So with Aurora Water Cares, we've already helped many Aurora Water customers with $130,000 in awards already. This is why staff is requesting to move forward with LEWAP, because it would be a great opportunity to supplement Aurora Water Cares and to help even more citizens.
Questions to staff? Seeing none, motion?
Mayor?
Motion to approve.
Councilmember McConnell. I'm sorry, Councilmember Medina, you have a question?
No, wasn't me.
Okay. It's been moved by Councilmember McConnell, seconded by.
Mayor, sorry, I need to actually say motion to approve 10D with a waiver of reconsideration.
Very well. It's been moved by Councilmember McConnell, seconded by
Coombs.
Councilmember Coombs to approve item number 10D with waiver of reconsideration. Discussion? Seeing none, would clerk please call the roll on the adoption of item number 10D with a waiver of reconsideration?
Councilmember Medina,
Yes.
Councilmember Coombs,
Yes.
Councilmember Walensky,
Yes.
Councilmember Zvonek,
Yes.
Councilmember Murillo,
Yes.
Councilmember Marcano,
Yes.
Councilmember Gardner,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Bergen,
Yes.
Councilmember Lawson,
Yes.
and Councilmember Sundberg.
Yes.
The motion passes to approve Resolution 2022-07 with a waiver of reconsideration.
Finalizing ordinances, item number 14A through 14A through 14C all pass unanimously, so we can take them as one motion to approve item number 14A through 14C, again, because of their unanimous passage, prior passage. Councilmember McConnell.
Thank you, sir. So moved.
That's been moved by Councilmember McConnell, seconded by
Mayor Pro Tem.
the Mayor Pro Tem to adopt item number 14A, 14B, 14C. Discussion? Let's see now, would clerk please call the roll on the adoption of item number 14A, 14B, and 14C?
Councilmember Gardner,
Yes.
Councilmember Sundberg,
Yes.
Councilmember Lawson,
Yes.
Councilmember Medina,
Yes.
Councilmember Zvonek,
Yes.
Councilmember Coombs,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Bergen,
Yes.
Councilmember Drinsky,
Yes.
Councilmember Murillo,
Yes.
and Councilmember Marcano.
Yes.
The motion passes to approve ordinance 2022-01, 02, and 03.
Item number 16A has been removed from the agenda. Item number 18A, consideration to appoint one member and reappoint one member to the Election Commission.
Mayor,
Mayor Pro Tem.
move to appoint Lori Gimelston and Michael Sindberg.
Been moved by the Mayor Pro Tem, seconded by
Zvonek.
Councilmember Zvonek to approve item number 18A. Discussion?
Mayor,
Councilmember Coombs.
is there a reason we're not following the recommendation to appoint Deborah Johnson, the former clerk, in this round of appointments?
Mayor Pro Tem.
I believe it's my prerogative to appoint anybody that applied, and I reviewed, you had asked for a delay so that we could see all the applications. I actually made the original appointment for those two, but after reviewing the resumes, my motion was for Lori and Michael.
Further discussion?
Mayor,
Councilmember Coombs.
I would make a substitute motion to appoint Arnie Schultz and Deborah Johnson.
Substitute motion, is there a second for the substitute?
Second.
I'm sorry, Mayor Pro Tem, who was the second for your motion?
Zavonic.
Veronica, okay. And then the substitute motion was moved by Councilmember Coombs, second by Councilmember McConnell. Discussion on the substitute motion. Seeing none, would clerk please call the roll on the substitute motion for item number 18A?
Mayor Kaufman,
No.
Councilmember Coombs,
Yes.
Councilmember Gardner,
No.
Councilmember Murillo,
Yes.
Councilmember Sundberg,
Yes. Oh, excuse me, no, pardon me.
and
No.
okay, Councilmember Medina,
Yes.
Councilmember Lawson,
No.
Councilmember Drinsky,
No.
Councilmember Zavonic,
No.
Councilmember Marcano,
Yes.
and Mayor Pro Tem Bergen.
No.
The motion does not pass with 4 yeses and 7 nos.
To the original motion, discussion. Seeing none, would the clerk please call the roll on the Mayor Pro Tem motion to adopt item number 18A?
Mayor Pro Tem Bergen,
Yes.
Councilmember Marcano,
No.
Councilmember Zavonic,
Yes.
Councilmember Drinsky,
Yes.
Councilmember Lawson,
Yes.
Councilmember Medina,
No.
Councilmember Sundberg,
Yes.
Councilmember Murillo,
No.
Councilmember Gardner,
Yes.
Councilmember Coombs,
No.
and Mayor Kaufman.
Yes.
The motion passes to appoint Lori, and I'm sorry, I can't say her last name, Gimel-Shelton, and Michael Shirt to the Election Commission with 7 yes votes and 4 no votes.
Okay, item number 18B, consideration to appoint 2 members to the Aurora Fox Arts Center Advisory Board. Motion. Motion on for item number 18B.
Mayor, I'm trying to get to it. I can make the motion and trying to see the names here. Appointment of Evan Brigman and Henrietta Pazos.
Second.
Been moved by Mayor Pro Tem, seconded by
Murillo.
Councilmember Murillo. Discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll on the adoption of item number 18B?
Mayor Kaufman,
Yes.
Councilmember Sundberg,
Yes.
Councilmember Marcano,
Yes.
Councilmember Coombs,
Yes.
Councilmember Drinsky,
Yes.
Councilmember Gardner,
Yes.
Councilmember Murillo,
Yes.
Councilmember Lawson,
Yes.
Councilmember Zavonic,
Yes.
Councilmember Medina,
Yes.
and Mayor Pro Tem Bergen.
Yes.
The motion passes to appoint Evan and Henrietta to the Fox Arts Board.
Item number 18C, consideration to appoint 1 member to the Historic Preservation Commission. Motion.
Mayor?
Councilmember McConnell.
Thank you, sir. Move to appoint Linda Heckendorn to the Historic Preservation Commission.
Moved by Councilmember McConnell, seconded by
Second, Lawson.
Councilmember Lawson. Discussion? Seeing none, will clerk please call the roll on the adoption of item number 18C?
Councilmember Zvonek,
Yes.
Councilmember Murillo,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Bergen,
Sorry.
Mayor Kaufman,
Yes.
Councilmember Marcano,
Yes.
Councilmember Gardner,
Yes.
Councilmember Sundberg,
Yes.
Councilmember Medina,
Yes.
Councilmember Lawson,
Yes.
Councilmember Drinsky,
Yes.
and Councilmember Coombs.
Yes.
The motion passes to appoint Linda to the Historic Preservation Commission.
Item number 18D, consideration to appoint 5 members to the new Civic Engagement Commission.
Mayor Lawson.
Councilmember Lawson.
Mayor, I move to approve Debbie Hupter-Holen, Kelly Kelly, Sean Moore, David Carbari, and Emma Hopkins Rosen to the new Civic Engagement Commission.
I'm sorry, is that 4?
That was 5.
That was 5.
Okay. It's been moved by Councilmember Lawson, seconded by
Second,
Medina?
Murillo.
seconded by Councilmember Murillo to approve item number 18D. Discussion? Seeing none, would clerk please call the roll on the adoption of item number 18D.
Councilmember Medina,
Yes.
Councilmember Drinsky,
Yes.
Councilmember Sundberg,
Yes.
Councilmember Lawson,
Yes.
Councilmember Coombs,
Yes.
Councilmember Zvonek,
Yes.
Mayor Kaufman,
Yes.
Councilmember Marcano,
Yes.
Councilmember Gardner,
Yes.
Councilmember Murillo,
Yes.
and Mayor Pro Tem Bergen.
Yes.
The motion passes to appoint Debbie, Kelly, Sean, David, and Emma to the Civic Engagement Commission.
Item number 18E, consideration to appoint members to the Planning and Zoning Commission.
Mayor Murillo.
Councilmember Murillo.
Thank you. I nominate Alexandra Jackson to the Planning and Zoning Commission.
Is there a second?
Second.
Moved by Councilmember Murillo, seconded by Councilmember Marcano. Discussion?
Mayor?
Yes.
So that's a nomination. So can I go ahead and nominate Garrett Walls and Becky Hogan?
Well, the question, should we just go through each nomination individually and then see what rises to 6 votes?
Mayor.
And then,
I can't remember the process.
Yeah, I actually wanted to just amend my motion. It was to appoint, not to nominate. So I'm moving to appoint as opposed to nominate.
very well.
Does have that authority to nominate or appoint, so we can go with the first motion for Alexandra Jackson, and then Mayor Pro Tem Bergen, if you wanted to do a motion to appoint, we can go to yours next.
Okay, so the first is, I'm sorry, who is it again?
Alexandra Jackson.
Alexandra Jackson. Discussion on Alexandra Jackson. Seeing none, will you please call the roll on the nomination of Alexandra Jackson?
Councilmember Marcano,
Yes.
Councilmember Zvonek,
No.
Councilmember Coombs,
Yes.
Mayor Kaufman,
No.
Councilmember Sundberg,
No.
Councilmember Lawson,
No.
Councilmember Drinsky,
No.
Councilmember Gardner,
No.
Councilmember Murillo,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Bergen,
No.
and Councilmember Medina.
Yes.
The motion does not pass with 4 yes votes and 7 no votes.
Further nominations, Mayor Pro Tem.
Yes, I would like to appoint Garrett Walls and Becky Hogan.
Mayor, can we take appointmentships one by one?
My motion is to appoint Garrett Walls and Becky Hogan.
I understand your nomination.
Second.
Order, Mayor.
Katie and I discussed it earlier, and I think that certainly the clerk's position was that we could appoint more than one. We could nominate more than one at one time. Is there, city attorney, is there an issue with that?
You may use either method.
Okay, very well. Well, okay.
Mayor,
Uh,
can I ask a question?
Please proceed.
So to the city attorney, our council rules say we have to give an up or down, yes or no vote on each individual. So if I wanted to vote yes on one of these people and no on the other, I wouldn't be able to, as stated. So that doesn't really enable us to follow the council rules of order and procedure.
City attorney.
And under the rule, you would be, sorry, if you wanted to vote for one and not the other under this particular motion, you would actually, your no vote would have to go across the board, and then we would come back to other appointments.
Very well. Then we will proceed with Mayor Pro Tem's motion. And that was seconded by
Zavonic.
Councilmember Zavonic. Discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll on the nomination of Garrett Walls and Becky Hogan?
Mayor, I did have a comment.
Oh, please proceed.
Thank you. I mean, I just think it makes sense to vote for them individually. It doesn't really give us an opportunity to, if we want discussion, or to Councilmember Coombs's point, vote differently on either one of them. So I think we're doing a disservice by just combining them. Had that been the case, I would have nominated more than one earlier, but I thought it was important to nominate one by one, and that was the direction that was given to us in the council memo. So just for future reference, if that could be consistent, clear, and clarified to all members of council beforehand.
Further discussion?
Mayor, this is Katie, if I may have a
Yeah,
comment.
Katie.
I'm sorry, we didn't clarify that further for you, Councilmember Murillo. Just for further explanation, it is kind of the same process we just went through with the other boards and commissions. So council has been making multiple, a motion with multiple people in that one. But if we want to revisit this and clarify how we'd like to do planning and zoning and civil service, I will be more than happy to assist.
Further discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll on the adoption of the nomination for Garrett Walls and Becky Hogan to the Planning Commission?
Councilmember Marcano?
Yes.
Councilmember Gardner?
Yes.
Councilmember Lawson?
Yes.
Mayor Kaufman?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Bergen?
Yes.
Councilmember Coombs?
Yes.
Councilmember Sundberg?
Yes.
Councilmember Medina?
Yes.
Councilmember Murillo? I believe that was a yes. I'm sorry, I don't want to get that. Okay, thank you. Councilmember Jurenski?
Yes.
And Councilmember Zavonic?
Yes.
The motion passes to appoint Garrett Walls and Becky Hogan to the Planning and Zoning Commission. We have one more vacancy.
Mayor.
Councilmember McConnell.
Thank you, sir. Move to appoint Stephen Elkins to the Planning and Zoning Commission.
So moved by Councilmember McConnell, seconded by
Dina.
Councilmember Medina to appoint, Elkins, Mr. Elkins.
Yes, Mr. Elkins.
Steve Elkins to the Planning and Zoning Commission. Discussion.
I have a question, Mayor Zavonic.
Councilmember Zavonic.
That question for staff. I know that this third position is one that came up after the initial process for applicants to come in for the other two seats. And I'm just curious, is this a normal for us to say, okay, we're going to go from this pool of candidates, or should we be opening this back up given that there may have been others who would have applied for the seat, given that it just reopened after these applications had already been processed?
Councilmember Zavonic, that would be up to council, the majority of council, how they would like to move forward with this. But seeing as we did schedule all the interviews, we went through the entire process, and there is a third vacancy, you're more than welcome to fill this vacancy. So there can be a quorum on this commission, and we don't have to go through another set of interviews. So it is however council would like to move forward with it.
Further discussion. Nomination is on the floor. by Councilmember Marcano, second by Councilmember Medina. Further discussion?
Yes, Mayor.
Mayor Pro Tem.
So can we make a substitute motion at this point?
Yes.
Okay, my substitute motion is to delay this so we have more applicants that are able to apply. And then Stephen, I forget his last name, would be also included in that.
And so what is there a date certain that
Whatever
the process would close?
Katie?
I would have to get the schedule together for you because we have to do the criminal background checks again. And so that would be another few weeks of getting the applications, doing the criminal background checks, doing the whole appointment process again. So it would be at least another month before we would do the interview process. So we could say delay and do another round of interviews.
Is there a quorum problem, Katie?
Not now.
Yes.
I see. Very well.
So I guess I would delay until, let's see, would we do the interviews March 7th? Or could we do the interview? Well, I guess that would be the only time.
Mayor and Mayor Pro Tem Bergen and Dan Brodsman could correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe you could just ask to delay it until we schedule another round of interviews.
Okay, so that would be my motion to delay until a time when we can schedule the interviews.
Is there a second?
Mayor, I have a question.
Let me just see if there's a second, otherwise it's moot. Is there a second to the Mayor Pro Tem's motion?
Zavonic.
Councilmember Zavonic, Councilmember McConnell.
Thank you, sir. Would we then re-interview Mr. Elkins and any other previous applicants who were interested in reapplying?
Yes, I can reach out. I'm sorry. I can reach out to the candidates and I asked them after the interview process if they would like to keep their application on file for future recommendation or future interview process, and they let me know yes or no. And at that point, after that happens and I receive all the applications after the due date that council sets, that's when you do the ranking process and decide who you would like to interview. So it is up to council, but I will reach out and see if who would like to keep their application on file for the next round.
All right, thank you.
Further discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll on the Mayor Pro Tem substitute motion?
Mayor Kaufman?
Yes.
Councilmember Sundberg?
Yes.
Councilmember Marcano?
Yes.
Councilmember Drinsky?
Yes.
Councilmember Coombs?
No.
Councilmember Zavonic?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Bergen?
Yes.
Councilmember Murillo?
Yes.
Councilmember Gardner?
Yes.
Councilmember Lawson?
Yes.
And Councilmember Medina?
Yes.
Okay, the motion passes to delay the third appointment until another round of interviews is done.
Report by the mayor. I am appointing Janet Marlowe to the Citizens Advisory Budget Committee. Reports, Councilmember Lawson.
Thank you, Mayor. At the February 11th meeting, the Pfizer Committee will discuss the recently passed federal infrastructure bill. Our federal lobbyists and staff will brief the committee on the program structure, federal funding priorities, and potential grant opportunities. The Pfizer Committee took positions on several state bills at its January 28th meeting. Staff has sent a legislative memo with those bills via email to the full council. Please let me know if you have any questions or concerns on the state legislation. Our federal lobbyists will be scheduling time with council members in late February and early March to discuss their work for the city and your priorities. We'll work with the mayor and council support staff to set those meetings up if you have any interest. Reimagine RTD, I have a long report, but I just will forward that out to council members because it is pretty long. And that's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
Councilmember Gardner.
Thank you, Mayor. I will be appointing Shannon Fender of Native Root Cannabis to the Business Advisory Board. That's it.
Let's see. Councilmember Jurenski.
I will be appointing Chance I'm so sorry, I'm not sure of the last name. Yes.
To what? I'm sorry.
The Business Advisory Board?
Okay, thank you.
And
Let's see. I'm sorry. Councilmember Zavani?
Yeah, I will be appointing Joel Boyd to the Business Advisory Board. And I also want to let everybody know that February 9th, next Wednesday at 6 p.m. at Central Rec Center, council members Lawson, Jadrinsky, Gardner, and myself will be holding a town hall meeting for all at-large for all of the at-large members. And then the final update is that the Red Tape Reduction Ad Hoc Committee had our initial meeting earlier this month, and we'll be setting a public hearing schedule for February, March, and April. I will be coming back to study session next week with a resolution to get permission from all of council in order to host those public hearings, but that schedule I'll have available at that time that we can share out with the community and with businesses across the city. That's all I have.
Councilmember Murillo?
Thanks, Mayor. Just a couple of things. First, my next town hall is Thursday, February 24th at 6 p.m. It will likely be virtual this time again. We had a really great turnout. I think we had close to 50 folks. We had our newly elected Aurora Public School Board members, which is really cool. They got to share a little bit about their vision and mission for Aurora Public Schools. And, you know, folks were really interested in what they had to say. We talked about youth violence prevention and kind of that nexus as well. So it was a really great meeting and conversation. Second is just to share from our state partners, Representative Iman Judah is hosting World Hijab Day at, let's see if I can pull up the details, but basically it's women only. It's at the Colorado Muslim Society, 2071 South Parker Road. Let's see, and you can stop any time between 4 and 7 to celebrate and honor kind of the hijab and a different culture and religious point of view. So I just figured I'd extend the invitation to the larger Aurora community. Thank you.
Councilmember Sunburn?
Hello, sir. I'd like to nominate Hitesh Patel for the Business Advisory Board. And I think for my town hall, I might merge mine into the at-large candidates event, just to simplify and grow the crowd. That's all I have, sir.
Okay. Councilmember Medina?
Thank you, Mayor. Yes, I'm having my town hall this coming Wednesday, February 2nd at 6:30 in person at the Aurora Community College. And I would like to appoint Sarah Woodson to the Business Advisory Board as well. And that's all I've got.
Councilmember McConnell?
Thank you, Mayor. So I had a great opportunity to speak with our youth at Grandview High School this past week alongside State Senator Chris Kolker and Representative Iman Judah. We had a great engagement from the students that were in attendance, and they were very interested in our Civic Engagement Commission, as well as some of our other boards and commissions. So I'm hoping that we'll see a lot of applications come in before long. And our next Ward 4 meeting is going to be on Thursday, February 10th at 6:30 p.m. Through WebEx and simulcast on Facebook Live. We're going to be having a comprehensive community conversation on public safety and the role our first responders play in the city. So you can find event details on facebook.com/Marcano4Aurora. That's FOR, not the number 4. And I hope that y'all can join us for what's sure to be a really important and illuminating conversation. Have a great night.
Councilmember Coombs?
Thank you, Mayor. First, my upcoming town halls for the month of February will be on Tuesday, February 15th from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Online, virtually, as well as Saturday, February 19th, virtually. And then for Dr. Cog, we did approve an initial legislative support agenda at this last meeting on the 19th, as well as the TIP process, the revised TIP process, which is transportation funding. And the city does have a couple of applications that will be going through that upcoming process. And then for Visit Aurora, City Council did receive the year in review for 2021 today, and the new 2022 annual visitor guide has been released, which is always a very exciting thing to check out. I certainly encourage everyone to do so. So thank you all and have a great night.
Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you, Mayor. And I just want to say I really enjoy seeing Mookie. So just real quick, E470, we had our regular board meeting on the 20th, and we had a presentation from our Ken Smith on the Next Generation Lane project. We had board officer nominations and elections, and I was elected to be the vice chair for the executive board. And we also are in the middle of our executive director search, so we did narrow that down to 3 finalists, and we'll have some meet and greets later this week for those. We did have Roadway committee work session for E470 on the 27th, and that was primarily about the central maintenance facility contract. And then I just want to thank Carly Campazano for doing my town hall last week. She's great as always. So appreciate her talking about traffic. And then lastly, on Mile High Flood District, one of the big things that came out of the last meeting is that they are looking for new office space. Unfortunately, they're looking at Lakewood. So too far for me, but I guess I have no choice.
Okay, thank you. Public invited to be heard.
Mayor, we do not have anybody on the line.
Very well. Thanks, everybody. Meeting adjourned.